Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back for round 2 of the V8 League 2021. Coming to you from our racing headquarters at Entertainment Park. Tonight we've got a few more drivers racing from inside the venue, so that's quite exciting to see. And we've got guys joining us from outside. Round 2 is at Winton. We're going to have 3 races, 11, 15 and 30 laps, each lap comprising of 3 kilometres exactly. Alright, the guys have been practicing for a couple of hours now. We're into a middle of a private quali. Just bring up the sessions standings from last weekend, last round, and we saw Chris McClellan, Jake Elder, Scott Flack taking out the top 3, and now is top 3 in the championship. There's your leaders for now, and they're the guys to look out for in this round as well. Okay, so we're about 4 minutes in. We've got 4 minutes left of the quali session, so we'll go through the field, see who's in. Okay, we've got our effervescent David Baker coming to you from the Entertainment Park venue on our Simworks V2 motion rigs. You can see the 43-inch, triple 43-inch screens. As David's coming down the main straight onto his second hot lap. Currently in P3 at the moment, working really hard on his racecraft lately. You can see the car really dipping in. Look at his eyes focusing on the apex there. Gets a clean run going into turn 3. Turn 3 and 4 or 4 and 5, whichever way you look at it, it's been extended in real life, so we'll see that this weekend when the real guys get into it. But David's just monstering that car around the circuit at the moment, currently in P3. Not on his flyer at the moment. His first sector's slightly down, but that's okay. I'm sure he'll make it up. Alright, currently in the P1 position we've got Jake Elder. Showed his craft, rookie from last round, just missing out on the round wind on his rookie round there. But I'm sure he's back again tonight to really get himself strengthen his lead in the championship as he's pulled out of that flying lap. We'll go down to Scott Flack, who's currently in P2 in the mellow yellow livery. Beautiful looking car there, number 46. Thomas Foster's just moved up into P3 for CSR Racing, Clean Skin Racing, if you ever want a skin made, sporting the Entertainment Park livery on the front half of the car. You can see the strong sponsorship on the bonnet there. Very successful team. Thomas Foster and Daniel Opedisano currently leading most of the V8 leagues on R Factor 2. So definitely look out for that skin tonight. Harrison Tebb in the Penrite moving up into P3. Awesome effort from him there. He's just posted a 121.754. Okay, so that's pushing James Delaney. Beautiful M&M livery there. Number 33. Wow, it's all moving up the front here. Scott Flack and Liam Tollard-Williams moving up to P3 now, so it's getting hot up the front with only 1:52 to go. We can see Liam Tollard-Williams, sponsored by Brett Williams Plumbing. Okay, who else is out here today? We've got Daniel Opedisano, also from CSR Racing, back in P8 at the moment with a 122.7. Justin Wilson. He's been with Racecentre for a few years now, on and off, and it's good to see him back in the car with us tonight. Chris McLennan, round winner for last round in the Noble Host entry. Nice skin there from Chris McLennan. Noble Host for all your IT needs. Peter Foster, or Paps, back in the Peter Brock tribute livery there. Always great to see that car getting around. James Southwell in P12 at the moment. He's one of our rookies at Entertainment Park, and he's back in the cool drive, wanting to improve on his last round, so he should be moving up the field. Bradley Martin just squeezing into practice and currently sitting in pit lane at the moment. Dimitrios Iliopoulos, he's our V8 rookie for tonight, racing in the number 55 Super Cheap Auto entry. He's been working really hard through the week, and we'll see him climb the standings throughout the night there. Hello Caesar. He's joined us for round 2 this year. Just squeezed in. He's worked hard. He's been up since 5 o'clock this morning at work. That's the end of quali. And we've also got Bryce Royal in the Shell Helix car. So we're just waiting for the guys to finish their last hot lap out there. Before we show you the results. So just Bryce just getting it loose on the exit there as he'll cross the line for number 17 in the 17 car. So 17 entries for tonight. Jake Elder taking pole. Great work from him. I'll just show you Hello Caesar in the driver cam. That's Hello in the driver cam, and we'll bring him up on screen any second. He's currently in P16. He's on his outlap, and as you saw, the checkered flag just coming up as he exited pit lane. So he's racing with us on VR at home. I've also got Thomas Foster at home as well. Just see if we can see him in the dark there as he finishes the session in P8. Okay, you can see the flags coming out now. Okay, so that's the checkered flag on quali. And they're the results. Jake Elder putting his pen right on pole with Scott Flack in P2. Liam Tollard-Williams from Tasmania puts it on the second row with James Delaney next to him. Chris McLennan just squeezing in a hot lap to get himself up into P5 for the first race. Daniel Opadasano, the second of the CSR cars. Harrison Tebb holding firm in P7 for the second Penrite vehicle. And Thomas Foster in P8 with the second CSR vehicle as well. David Baker in the top 9, and so is Peter Foster. Second page, Justin Wilson, back from a long time off, puts it on P11. Dennis Hawkins, new to us tonight, he's on P12. Southwell, James Southwell in P13. Bradley Martin P14. Dimitrios Iliopoulos on P15. Hello Caesar and Bryce Royal rounding out your top 17. Alright, so we'll see if the guys are ready to go, and we'll get into race 1. Okay, we've just had a driver drop out last second. We're going to make sure that he's back in to the car as he's changed cars. There's some issue with him. He's back in his winning vehicle from last round, the Kelly Racing car. So watch for the Castrol vehicle. So the guys have got a grid. Long grid here, so it's formation lap. I'll just remind the guys that it is formation. Looks like we're waiting on one up the front there. Could be Scott Flack. No, he's there. Looks like fourth. Daniel Opadasano. No, who's that? Liam Tollard-Williams. Just managed to get it on the grid before we roll off. So just to confirm the starting order, Jake Elder, Scott Flack front row, Liam Tollard-Williams for Williams Plumbing, I think it is, in P3. Third row is Daniel Opadasano, then Harrison Tebb next to him. Thomas Foster in the second CSR car, and David Baker in the Monster Energy car. Fourth row of the group, Peter Foster, great effort from him with Justin Wilson next to him. In P10, starting in the sixth row will be Dennis Hawkins and James Southwell. Behind them, Bradley Martin, Dimitrios Iliopoulos, and the last row of the grid is Halil Caesar, failing to post a time, but look out for him. Okay, so we've so that's the top, the 17 for tonight's racing. Hopefully it is a lot tighter than last round, so we're going to see a bit more carnage tonight. Hopefully we don't see too much going on. Too much tears, I should say. Alright, so if you're watching us from home, give us a shout out, let us know who you're following. So we'll just bring up the information once again for tonight's racing. It is Winton we are at, round 2, and this is the first race of 3 races. Okay, so race 1, 11 laps. Second race will be reverse quali. Here we go, engines revving. Oh, Scott Flack just jumping there. Let's hope that doesn't give him a penalty as they take off. Red lights ablaze. Here we go. First race, Liam Tyler Williams gets balked by Jake Elder, getting a slow start. And he's gone from first to third as Scott Flack takes us through the hole, and James Delaney. Guy got nudged there. That's David Baker. That's not a good start from him. Let's see where he's at. We're following James Delaney at the moment in P2. He's got Jake Elder right behind him, trying to get the position made, but Scott Flack's just stretching out a bit. Liam Tyler Williams in a P4. And we've got a compressed field up the back with James Southwell up into P7. That's a huge climb for him, as he's got Bradley Martin right on his tail. Chris McLennan from the back of the field got relegated. Oh, and he's getting caught up with there's a right in front of Bryce Royals, just made it. So it's Bradley Martin. Not too sure what happened there. The guys getting together, and that's Bryce Royal getting just caught out there. Justin Wilson on his first night back is settling in a P8 at the moment. It's hard to know where to look at the moment. There's so much going on. Justin Wilson in P8 will go back up front where Jake Elder's trying to get... Oh, and there's three down. That's not going to go. Someone's going to miss out here. Scott Flack going from first to third in the matter of one corner. There's James Delaney up the front, just getting a nudge from Jake Elder, but he's managed to hold it. Trying to get a good angle on James Delaney. See Jake just getting up the back there, but as he let himself open, that's looking down the back of James Delaney's car, currently on a flying lap at the moment. Now the tyres are heating up. Will Jake go up the inside? Oh, he's trying to make it. You can see the front rotor's really hotting up there, so they need the full road to get past. And now we're looking at the back of Jake Elder's car on the Scott Flack, going back down the field, but that's not going to work for us. Top four really compressed there. We'll just quickly go back through the field, see if there's any movement here. We can see the gaps visually appearing. Still Delaney Elder Flack up the front. Tyler Williams 4, and that's Daniel Opedasano, current V8 champion, defending champion in P5 at the moment. They're both carrying a handicap, and this is Halil Caesar, just running slightly wide there of his apex. Really tough course this, tough on the tyres. We go back to Royal, Martin and McLennan. Oh, as we see McLennan just getting taily. There's that's Dimitrios Iliopoulos just coming off there. Brad Martin coming up the inside. Oh, this is a great battle up the back here. McLennan just moving up the inside as Royal overshoots the corner. He's off into the grass, and McLennan picks up 2 spots in one corner. James Delaney posting the fastest lap of the race. Bradley Martin back up the inside. Is he going to force the issue? Yes, he is. But he's going to lose his outright speed and lose his advantage in the next corner onto the main straight. So behind him is David Baker. Oh, and that's Opedasano getting up the inside of Baker. Did he make it stick? That's for P5 at the moment. No, sorry, that must have been Foster and the other CSR car behind David Baker. Great driving. There's been a few driver errors or come-togethers, but overall they're really showing how good they are. This is a tight track and these cars are huge and heavy, so it's really hard to keep a racing line when someone else is on your exit, on the corner exit, so I'm forcing you to drive differently. So we're watching Paps slip down to P14 at the moment. We'll see who's the biggest gain. Who's got the biggest gain? It looks like Little Caesar from the back of the field. It's moved up 7 places, and Teb's dropped back. Unfortunately, he was qualified quite well, but he's dropped back 11 spots at the tail of the field. Probably got stuck on the grass, but cost him quite a lot there. Back up the front with Delaney and Elder. Saw Delaney just take too much curve, getting the car up on the 2 wheels, and unfortunately he slowed down and Elder got in the back of him and almost saw him roll onto the roof, but looks like Delaney's just turned the front wheels to drop the car, but he's almost lost his position. Jake Elder's up the inside now. Trying to see where there he is. That's Delaney slimming back into P2, and that's Brackett covering his nose as well. Delaney not giving Flack much room to overtake. Great position as we're watching him come down the main straight for the 6th time, or 5th time, taking us into the 6th lap of 11. Jake Elder, being a rookie, really cool under pressure as he's leading some seasoned drivers, stretching away just through that section there. Oh, Delaney just getting the rear out there. We'll see where some other battles is. It looks like Dennis Hawkins is in the front of this group. And this is a battle for 10th at the moment, or 9th I should say, and that's Martin just getting squeezed out in the grass as Baker tries to get the inside of Hawkins, but he's not having any of it, and that's Foster still behind him, trying to clean up any mistakes as he goes up the inside and gets the job done for P11. This is our closest battle on track at the moment, although when I say that, Jake Elder, Delaney and Flack are still up the front, not letting each other go, and Opatisano's 1.2 behind them. They're about a 1 minute 20 laps. Quickest lap of the race just set by Jake Elder there, 121.863. He's doing his best to stretch away from these guys. So we go to Liam Tollard-Williams, just getting caught up with I think that was Harrison at the back of Harrison Tebb. So Southwell up in a P6 in his rookie season, 2nd round with us here at Entertainment Park. He's doing an awesome job, just minding his own business, staying out of trouble, gaining the positions where others are slipping back. Justin Wilson also up in P8 at the moment. Three front to back. The P6 at the moment, that's Southwell trying to protect that line. Oh, Wilson's just clipped the grass here and spun out in front of Southwell. as he rejoins, dropping a couple of places back now. Southwell up in the P7 as Caesar takes that position, running wide. Oh, he's cooked it. He got excited because he saw Caesar, but it's cost him now. He's just got to get back on the track as soon as he can and stay out of trouble. So he rejoins in the middle of this pack now. Wow, this is a big group. Side by side. Oh, I don't know, that was Brad Martin around the outside there. Strong driving from these guys. They're really proving that these guys are great drivers next to each other, but unfortunately a couple of guys are losing out, slipping into the grass. As we've got Daniel Opedasano moving up. Oh, look at him making up room. He's already taken Liam Tollard-Williams from Tasmania. He's chasing down the back of P3 with us 3 laps to go. And he's in P4. Oh, and he's just locked. Look at the slide there. Second last corner of the lap there. Really making some gains actually as he's moving up the back of Scott Flack. Scott Flack, our current Formula 1 champion, and Daniel Opedasano, our current V8 champion, battling it out. It's a great battle for P2. Actually, Scott's moved up to the back of Delaney now. Jake's starting to stretch it away with a 2-second lead ahead of these two. Okay, so going back through the field, Halil Caesar's moved up in the P6. McLennan right behind him. He's had a couple of mistakes, so where could he have been if he didn't hit the grass a couple of times there? And unfortunately, he was relegated to the back of the field due to a car change, moving out of the Noble Host entry and jumping back into the Castrol. We've got Foster sliding up into P8 at the moment, the second of the CSR cars, currently leading the V8 Championship with the Down Under Series run on Saturday nights. If you want to catch them out, just tune into Racestars TV and you can watch them do the same track the night of the weekend of the real life event. As Wilson in the background just running wide there, starting to struggle on those tyres, but he's only got 1 lap to go as Delaney's taken P1. Elder's made a mistake and he's at the back of these three. This is a 4-way battle for the front, ladies and gentlemen. And we've got James Delaney up front, Scott Flack, Jake Elder and Daniel Opedasano in that order. You can see them on screen now. James Delaney in the M&M brightly coloured M&M entry number 33. Just lighting up the rears, trying to get out, trying to gap himself behind these guys, but he's got about a lap and a half to go. You can see on the track map where everyone is on screen. Looks like James is stretching it a little bit away from Flack, Elder and Opedasano in a P4. Tollard-Williams 11 seconds back behind these guys. Really probably struggling now on the old tyres. We're on our last lap. Delaney looking comfortable, but through this section here, oh, Flack just running wide. You can see him going way deep into there and he's just lost second and he has to squeeze back into third. That leaves Elder back up into P2. Just quickly go through the field now, see the other gaps here. That's McClellan and it looks like Harrison Tebb, Justin Wilson, Bradley Martin back down into 11. Dennis Hawkins, first race with us tonight, is in P12. Peter Foster 13. David Baker slipping back to 14. I have to go back to the front because we're in our last few corners. I've got a couple more to go. So Demetrios Iliopoulos trying to hold on those old tyres, currently in P15. Harrison Tebb, no stranger to Racecentre, he's in P16, and Bryce Royal, the Shell Helix car, in P17. Coming down to the second last corner onto the main straight. Looks like it's going to be James Delaney, Jake Elder and Daniel Opatisano taking your top three. Oh, I just saw Scott Flack there. So that's the checkered. Just waiting for the other guys to come through now. That's Opatisano. Liam Tyler Williams, P5, crosses the line. Hello Caesar. McLennan, Foster, Southwell crossing the line. And Bradley Martin getting back up in the top 10, and who's going to take out 11? Looks like Dennis Hawkins just took it in front of Paps there, Peter Foster. And where are we? We're on Thomas Foster taking the line. David Baker finishing in P14, getting caught up in a couple of rough and tumbles earlier in the race. This is Demetrios Iliopoulos coming around for take the check in P15. And I think Harrison Tebb and Bryce Royal have already crossed the line. So everyone's in the garage now. Quite a strong race, a lot of fenders bent on that one. We'll bring up the results of that race. So leading that one was James Delaney, taking it from Jake Elder and Daniel Opatisano, charging late in that race. We'll definitely see him do that again in race 2. Scott Flack dropping back after that little mistake there on the last lap. Drops him back to P4. Liam Ty Williams out by himself, really quite safe, safely bringing it home in P5. Hello Caesar from the back of the field brings it up to finish in P6, same as Chris McLennan. Thomas Foster in P8, James Southwell, Bradley Martin round out your top 10. P11, Dennis Hawkins, Peter Foster, Justin Wilson, David Baker, Demetrios Iliopoulos, Harrison Tebb and Bryce Royal completing the top 17 for race 1. Alright, so we're going to go into a commercial break, reset the grid, and we'll be back with you shortly. thanks to our sponsors, Julie and James at Burley Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julie and James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
Okay, welcome back. Round race 2, I should say. 15 laps this time. I think I set that. Yes, so the laps are set. Everyone's gridding. A lot of action to unpack, and I'm sure this next race, reverse grid, will be just as, well, when I say bad, just as exciting for you guys at home. But it's going to create a lot of carnage up front as they roll off. We'll bring up the grid. So it's Bryce Royal, Chris McLennan, after his relegation, starts on front row. Helio Caesar, Dimitrios Iliopoulos, a second row today. Third row, Bradley Martin, James Southwell. Then it's Dennis Hawkins, first time race with us tonight, so I hope he's enjoying himself. Next to him will be Justin Wilson. Fourth row, Peter Foster, David Baker. Fifth row, I should say. David Baker really wants to get himself up the front with Thomas Foster and Harrison Tett behind them. Daniel Opadasano starting P13, James Delaney P14, Liam Toller Williams Scott Flack and Jake Elder at the back of the grid. Last race pole position. Okay. Alright, race 2. 15 laps this one. Just guys have really got to think about their tyre wear on this one. I think it's gonna last right just towards the end there. So we'll see the race play out like we sort of did on that race towards the end there. A lot of positions changing. Very important to be there at the end and not at the start. So guys might want to think about not getting caught up into too much rubbish if it's going to mean they're going to burn their rubbers up too early. So I've got 17 drivers tonight, huge field. Great to see everyone and appreciate you coming to join us. Even if you want to join us next time, get in contact with us. Check us out on the stream. And make sure you click on the Discord link, which is on the YouTube stream. And join the Racecentre community here at Entertainment Park. Someone's out of position there. Looks like Harrison Tebb, I'm not too sure. I'll have to quickly jump back and have a look who that is. That's Demetrius. Alright, so that's green light, off we go. We're watching Demetrius Iliopoulos or Bradley Martin. That's Demetrius in the Super Cheap Auto. Let's hope it's all compacted. Oh, I'd love to take an aerial view of this one, but it's always carnage. Down further towards the back there, it's blocking up as the faster guys that want to come through. Not too sure who to watch at the moment. So they all fly through. Fast left-hander. Oh, and that's Daniel Opposano just running wide with James Delaney behind him. You see James Delaney just running around the outside, but that's his teammate, Thomas Foster. The CSR car. Oh, you can see the panels coming together there, and they both overtaking Demetrios around the outside, and that gives Thomas a better run on the inside there. Looks like Daniel's got the legs down, but Thomas is trying to fake his braking position. But Daniel's a seasoned campaigner, so he's not going to fall for that one. Oh, look at Delaney up the back of Foster now, trying to get down the draft, but it's a short straight, so there's not much advantage there. It looks like Little Caesars just come a gutter there, trying to get back on track. Up the front, there's too much action. We've got Chris McLennan. God, strong 4-second lead here. Southwell in P2, second round of ever in R-Factor V8 League, and he's holding P2 at the moment with Bradley Martin right behind him. We've got James Southwell joining us, racing with us from Entertainment Park here in Bankstown. We've got Bradley Martin, Team Navy. And that is Justin Wilson as well. First day back in over a year, and he's got David Baker up his inside. You can see him just locking up there. New fastest lap for Chris McLennan, 1:22 flat pretty much. Bryce Roll just coming out, and we've got Harrison Tebb holding out the CSR guys of Paps, Peter, Thomas Foster and Daniel Opposano there in the two CSR cars, and James Delaney's also there, and so is Scott Flack up behind. Liam Tillard Williams out by himself again, just keeping it real in P13 as these guys have got together. Unfortunately, the CSR guys have got caught up there, and that's James Delaney trying to let everyone go because he might have caused that. Not too sure, but he's falling back down the ladder there. Justin Wilson moving up into P3, and that's Baker getting strong on Southwell. That's Southwell just dropping back into P5 at the moment. Currently got Baker on driver cam. There he is, ever focused, wrestling that Simworks V2 motion rig around here at Entertainment Park. Doesn't look like Hillel's too happy there. I can see him in the driver cam screen. He's spinning around, it looks like, on the grass. Looks like he's got muscled out somewhere. As he's managed to get back on track, but he's down into P16 at the moment. Go back with Baker as he's back up into where is he? P3 at the moment. God, these guys out front are really stretching it out. You can see on the track map, top right hand corner, really gapping the rest of the field. That mid pack looks like 6th down to 8th is quite close, as we can see the gaps down on the ladder there. We're in our 4th lap of 15, so the guy's spreading out a bit. Scott Flack, I can see in the background, just trying to get past Bryce Royal. Will he get up the inside here? Bryce just closing the gap off. Okay, back with you guys. We can just drop back a couple of places. That's Scott Flack in P6, but big group back here. You can see Bryce Royal doing a lot better than last race. He's definitely focused, as he's got Liam Tolo Williams behind him, and that's Peter Foster in the Brock entry. Jake Elder posting the fastest lap of the race at 121.8, and where's he in the ladder? He's up into P11 at the moment. Yellow in sector 1, that'd be turn 3, 2 and 3. Oh, look at Peter Foster just there in the background. Oh, we can see one of the, looks like Southwell's had an issue, because he's slipping down the numbers, and that he's got, is that behind him? That's Thomas Foster, right behind him. You watch him trying to squeeze up the inside, I can see it now. Oh, but Southwell's held him out, but just, keeping Foster honest there, and James Delaney's there. James Southwell's really got to protect that inside line. Otherwise he's going to get swamped. Oh, and that's Bryce Royal, we can see in the background there. So back up front, we haven't given him much credit, but Chris McClellan's got a 9-second lead ahead of Bradley Martin, who this, if he finishes like this, will be his best result for a long time. Last week he was in P4, and that was one of his best results as well. But P2 will be even better. So David Baker, these two always manage to find themselves on track. We've got Harrison Tebb, who had a shocker in the first race. He's redeeming himself in the Pasquale colours, as he's currently in P4 at the moment. Justin Wilson behind him. He's in P5. Scott Flack starting to come up now that he's got free of the midfield, and he's putting in some hot laps. He's Scott's last flyer was a 1:22.4, which was at least 3 seconds off Justin Wilson in front of him. So we've got another yellow in Sector 2 at the moment. As you can see the cars going down the main straight. Liam Tollard-Williams still in P7. I think he's dropped one due to Scott Flack, but he looks quite comfortable in that position, as he's got James Southwell in P8 behind him. James Delaney's moving up a couple of spots as they've with Jake Elder once again. Thomas Foster. This will be a good battle towards the end of the race. Watch these three as they finish off the last few laps managing those tyres. Dennis Hawkins in Nick Percat entry. He's doing a good job in P12 at the moment. But he's got Helio Caesar after that early mistakes at the front, and Peter Foster down back in P14 with teammate Opatisano behind him, trying to get past and make a few positions. Should go back. Look at these two. Look at the craftsmanship of these two, racing side by side, not touching each other, but really giving us a show here in the back of the pack. Peter Foster starting his racing career this year, doing a great job. He started with us late last year, but this is his first full season so far. I've got Demetrius Iliopoulos in P16 with Bryce Royal sleeping back in a P17. So he's starting to get lapped now. That's Bradley Martin in P2 in Team Navy Aces Engineering. He's got a 2-second gap over David Baker, and a further 2 seconds behind him's Harrison Tebb. Scott Flack's just taken Justin Wilson, so it looks like Scott Flack's on the charge, but Bryce Roll's got a penalty. Could be because he's come off onto the grass a bit too much. Unfortunately, copping a drive-through. As we're watching Scott Flack gain on, and there's Bryce Roll trying to get out of the way of people, but it's cost him a drive-through, unfortunately, which he'll have to serve in the next 3 laps. So I've got Justin Wilson P6, Liam Tollard-Williams from Tasmania, from Brett Williams Plumbing. He's in P7 at the moment. James Delaney on the charge now. The gap there's 5 seconds back, but that'll come down pretty quickly. Sorry, it's 8 seconds. So we've got Thomas Foster and James Delaney always find themselves at the front of the pack in the other leagues there. So they've taken James Foster, and this will be the closest battle. We can see Dennis Hawkins and Daniel Opatisano. See Opatisano try and go up the inside. Bryce Royals there to block that as he's trying to get out of the way of other drivers. Oh, and it's just got in the way of Opatisano, but Opatisano's still got momentum, but not enough to get the job done in these turns. Really using the whole track to get past here. Really wants to get through quickly. Chase it back as Caesar and start to get himself some more valuable points. Dennis Hawkins doing a great job. He's got the ultimate line. He doesn't have to get out of the way of Opatisano, because this is for position for P12 at the moment. Oh, and that's Opatisano. Not too sure if he got clipped at the back there, forcing him to turn around. We'll go back up the front as Bradley Martin and David Baker are together once again, within a second of each other. We've still got Delaney and Foster further back in P8 and 9. This is a great battle here, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are lapping in the 122s, where the leaders are in the 124s at the moment. There's 5 laps to go in the race, second race of the night. Trying to see the other battles as Baker's just dropping a little bit away from Bradley Martin there. Oh, and McClellan's gone in the pits. That could cost him his race. He was leading so well. He does have 5 laps to go, but that's going to be a costly. Winton is a short pit lane, but whether he'll make that up in the next 4 laps, I'm not too sure. Bradley Martin and David Baker just have to mind the tyres. I can see David Baker's tyre wears on about 60% or 50%, so he's doing a lot better. Chris McClellan probably got caught out on the wrong compound, so that's cost him dearly. He rejoins in P5 at the moment. So now this is a battle for the lead. So I'll put it on driver cam with David Baker in P2, and we'll leave it on Bradley Martin in the lead. Give him plenty of airtime because he's been a great campaigner with Racecentre leagues, representing for Team Navy and Aces Engineering. That's David Baker, that's how close he is, right behind, trying to tuck in. Get that big green-eyed monster and grill up the back of Bradley Martin's tail. You see him closing up nice and tight there. Oh, and that's a penalty for Harrison Tebb in P3. Oh, that's a costly mistake. He's got 3 laps left, so he might serve it or just cop the time penalty at the end. Looks like Scott Flack's getting up behind Harrison Tebbers. Oh, look how close David Baker's getting to the back of Bradley Martin there. Great battle here at Winton, race 2. Justin Wilson also coming into the pits for a fresh set of tyres. So we see the front left just getting light. Getting a bit of air there. Trying to follow this as the two going toe to toe with 3 laps to go. That's Harrison Tebb moving up on Chris McLennan. And Chris McLennan's moved up from P5 already into P3. And I can see him in the background, so he's going to be smashing those laps as Justin Wilson gets a pit lane penalty, speeding, trying to exit pits early. We'll go back trackside for David Baker as we really want to watch Chris McClellan. Look at the time. He's really hammering it now. He's already got himself back into the top 3 after 2 laps after pitting. And these two are going to slow each other up as they're battling. I think Chris McClellan may actually have done the right strategy. It didn't look like it with 5 laps to go on lap 10, but they've got 2 laps to go and he's already up the back. Look at that, the gap's already closed. See Chris all over the back of David Baker there, trying to get around, and he's gone up side by side. So he's got into P2, Chris McLennan smashing those times, and he's only got Bradley Martin, and he's going to get it under brakes. He's got his tyres are too good. The other guys have saved, but he's just got on the grass. Will he rejoin? Bradley's just yielded. Maybe he thought he was at fault there, touching Chris McLennan as he went off, but I don't know how he's done it, but Chris has definitely got a lead out and managed to pit and rejoin and get himself back up into P1. As you see, Bradley Martin just running wide there, trying to keep up. But Chris McLennan posting the fastest lap of the race. If that's Harrison Tebb, I don't think he's got the notice that he needs to pit, or he's got a pit penalty. He's just going to drive it out and see what happens at the end of the race. Probably cost him about 20 seconds, so he might get relegated back down to P7 or 8. But this is a great battle up the front. This is for the lead, ladies and gentlemen, or P2 I should say, because there's Chris up in the Cashrol car in the lead, and we've got Bradley Martin trying to hold from David Baker. And I knew Scott Flack had come up there at the end, but he just needs a couple more laps. He's guaranteed another position because Harrison Tebb there in the Penrite car needs to serve a penalty, which I don't think he's done already. And that's Scott Flack going up the inside. There he goes. Oh, he's overshot it. Scott Flack's just overshot. That's why they call him the Hound, or the Grasshopper, I should say. He needs to, very heavy car, not used to the Formula 1 car that he's used to racing, so the weight of the car definitely pushes you forward. As we'll go back to David Baker in P3. Just quickly go through the field though. James Delaney, Thomas Foster still together, battling it out for P6 at the moment. Liam Tollo Williams just dropping back one more spot into P8. There he is just behind. Jake Elder managing to get halfway back up through the field, but did alright at the start, but he's slowing up a bit. I think he's definitely currently saving his tyres with Halil Caesar just behind him. We're on our last lap, so I'll just go where James South... Oh no, Opadasano, where's he? He's P11 after that earlier run-in. Going on the infield there. The grass hasn't got much grip, so it's cost him a bit of time. James Southwell back in P12 at the moment. Dennis Hawkins right behind him. That gap will probably close maybe because Dennis was on a roll there before. Peter Foster in the rocky entry. Dimitrios Iliopoulos, Justin Wilson Bryce. And we've got Chris McLennan coming down second last corner of the race. Great effort from Chris McLennan. And that's another race win for him. Awesome effort after a pit stop. Again, I don't know how he's done that, but he's definitely got the job done. And it's Bradley Martin in second. David Baker rounding out the top three. Scott Flack right behind him. James Delaney and Peter Foster giving us a bit of a show towards the end. Whoa, they're really going for it as Liam Tollo Williams crosses in P7. Jake Elder in P8. Hello Caesar right behind him. And that's Opadasano crossing the line. James Southwell crossing in P11. That's Dennis Hawkins in 12. Peter Foster crossing the line in P13. Iliopoulos 14. Crossing the line there, and I think Wilson. Not too sure if Harrison Tebb. I think he got disqualified towards the end there, not serving his penalty, as they're both in the pits there. Red flag from the stewards there. So David Baker quite happy with himself there. P3, sorry. Good job from him. Okay, so Chris McLennan confirming the final results. It's Chris McLennan, Brad Martin, David Baker, your top three. Scott Flack almost bringing it up into the top three, but not enough laps for him. Scott Flack, P4, James Delaney, Thomas Foster, Liam Tollo Williams, Jake Elder in P8. Halil Caesar doing a great job to get back in the top 10. And Daniel Opadasano, P10. And P11 was James Southwell gaining another spot on the last lap in front of Dennis Hawkins in P12, Peter Foster, Demetrius Heliopoulos in P14, Justin Wilson after that pit stop and unfortunate penalty sees him back into P15, Harrison Tebb in 16 and Bryce Royal rounding out your top 17. Alright, so we're going to go to a couple of commercial breaks, sort out the grid for race 3, it's a 30 lapper, and we'll be back after these messages. With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burleigh Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julian James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way. Crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burley Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julian James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way. Crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.
Okay, welcome back ladies and gentlemen. We've got the grid set after the first two results of the first two races, and that calculates the grid for race 3. 30 laps. We're about to get into it. Just before I do, I want to bring up the schedule for tonight. Tonight we're at Winton. Next round will be Hidden Valley, and that's the rest of our season for the year. Okay, so we're getting into it now. Setting the grid. The boys will have 30 seconds to set the tyres and fuel and get themselves ready for the race. It is a big race. Will they go hards again? Okay, just letting the guys know they got a grid up now. 17 cars still on the field, which is great to see. We haven't lost anyone. We're in the race 3. 30 lapper. Formation lap. It looks like we've lost. People haven't gridded up. James, go! Okay, so they slowly got off, but they'll have time to catch up. Like Hawkins and Harrison Tebb. We're just going to restart the race actually. Just bear with us as we get the other two onto the grid again. So a couple of guys failed to grid up. Usually we just keep going, but because they're rookies, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. So they got 30 seconds to grid. Looks like they're all pretty slow getting back on the grid at the moment. I won't be doing it again as we've got another 25 seconds to grid up. So it looks like they're all getting on the grid a bit quicker this time. Beautiful looking field at the moment. Okay, so off for a formation lap. Great opportunity to go over the starting order for race 3 of the evening. And on pole after the first two races, James Delaney getting P1 at the moment. Next to him will be Chris McClellan. Then it's Scott Flack, Jake Elder on the second row of the grid. Third row, Bradley Martin, well deserved ahead of Daniel Opatisano. And Liam Tyler Williams, Hello Caesar doing a great job from the back of the field too. Thomas Foster, P9, David Baker next to him starting P10. James Southwell, second race with us from Entertainment Park. James, next to him, Dennis Hawkins, Peter Foster and Justin Wilson will be side by side. P13-14, Dimitrios Iliopoulos, rookie starting with the V8s tonight. And Harrison Tebb next to him, and Bryce Roll, P17. Okay, so it's a relatively short formation. The guys should be warming up their tyres by now. And we'll get into the proceedings, in the official proceedings, in about 20 seconds time. Just turn on the trackside audio, just so you can feel the energy of the cars as they roll around. And you don't want to be listening to my voice all night. Okay, so we've got a few viewers on at the moment. Good to see. Hopefully we get some more. It's Boys are warming up their tyres. On screen's Daniel Opatisano. We've lost Thomas Foster's video camera, so we can't give you his driver cam, but we've got Hillel Caesar, who's pumped, ready to go in his VR. And Hillel will be starting from P8, so keep a lookout for him towards the front of the grid. Okay, so they're all locked in, just waiting for James Southwell to roll in. There they go, there's a green light, bit of a slow start, but they're off. And that's Hillel Caesar getting up. Oh, it's all congested at the front there, could be a big smash up. And who's that dropping back? It's like Harrison Tev in the Penrite. Go back up the front, it's pretty full on. James Delaney getting ahead of Chris McLennan at the moment. You can see Hillel Caesar really working that wheel, so he's in a bit of traffic behind him, but he's moved up into P6, a great job from him. Bradley Martin, one of the victims of that one, he's dropped down to P7 so far. So we can see the field just dropping out, or spreading out I should say, after that earlier incident. Looked like Thomas Foster got caught up in that because he's back down into P13 at the moment. Let's see who else. Jake Elder's up into P3. That's Daniel Opatisano right behind him. And he just gets up the inside of Jake Elder at the moment. And he's got Scott Flack right behind him as well. Trying to get on, but he's got the long way around. You can see Opatisano trying to go tight while Jake Elder goes wide. Oh, car bouncing around as they're trying to brake hard into turns 1 and 2. Quick sprint up to turn 3 and 4. That's Opatisano on the back of Chris McLennan. Here they go. Opatisano doing what he can to get some clean air early on. He really wants to get out in front. He doesn't want to be wasting his tyres trying to battle with this lot. As we're watching David Baker, he's currently in P14, so he's dropped right back as well. He can play the long game and look after his tyres, maybe get a better tyre strategy as these guys battle it out. James Delaney not bottlenecking him, he's trying to stretch him out as hard as he can. As we're watching Chris McLennan defending Opatisano. Chris using the curbs to try and slow up, but once you're on one side of those curbs, you're pretty much locked in for the entirety of the length of that curb. They're not convenient if you really want to come off them early. Chris just trying to protect his line, looking in the rear vision mirror as he gets under the back bumper of James Delaney. We can see on board now we've got Opatisano all in the rear mirror of Chris has just tapped Delaney there. He sort of wants to yield a bit, but that's Opatisano compressing up now with Scott Flack. Oh, and Flack and Opatisano get together. Not too sure who was at fault there, whether Flack will pull back and yield. But that's Opatisano at the towards the back of the field now, drop back into P14. We'll go back up front. It's Wow, this is a great battle for the top 6. This is battle for P1 at the moment. First position, there's Delaney, McLennan. That's Elder, Flack and Caesar. That's the battle for top 5. It is probably going to be a 6-way battle soon, as Bradley Martin's trying to come in on the mix, and he does. He gets within the second. You can see Chris just weaving. Oh, he's stuck on the curb there. Jake should have let him go and try to get round him round the outside. He would have got a faster run out. It's a short braking zone into the next tight right-hander. Very patient through here. This is where we burn the tyres. We're on board with Jake Elder at the moment. And this is Scott Flatt looking back at Jake Elder at the moment. Hello Caesar in the rear view of Scott Flack. As we come round for the 5th lap of the race now. We'll see where some other battles are. It's time to go through the field as Flack just gets it sideways beautifully over that curve there. Beautiful driving from Scott Flack in the V8. Mellow yellow up front. Still got a 4-way battle for the top for P1 at the moment. Caesar's just dropping off a little bit there. He's just a bit further back on his own, and Bradley Martin's still there in the second. But here comes Liam Tolo Williams for Brett Williams Plumbing. He's in P7, been pretty consistent all night. And here comes, I think that's Thomas Foster at the moment. Behind him's Harrison Tebb. Unfortunately lost a lot of positions up front. Oh, let's see Scott, oh look at this. Oh, and Caesar and McLennan getting caught up there. Not too sure what happened there. I just caught the end of that one. And that's Caesar trying to yield for Williams. Not Williams, sorry, McLennan. And McLennan takes his spot back. But it's cost them all a few positions as they've dropped back down the field. They've still got plenty. It's only lap 6 of 30, so they've still got plenty of time to get back up towards the front. They've just got to play smart, not get caught up in these battles. As we watch Halil Caesar in the Cooler Master entry defending off Thomas Foster now. You can see Halil Caesar sponsored by TSM Racing and Cooler Master. Make it yours. Battle up the front, still heating up as we've got still Delaney, Elder, and there's Elder up on the inside. He's going deep, he's locked up, but he's just got it done. James is smart enough to know that he's got the perfect run on the inside. He doesn't need to protect it too much. And he goes wide just to get that line for the final corner of the main straight. That's a battle for the top 3, but then we've got Bradley Martin and Liam Tolo Williams close behind them. They can smell another position if they just get up the back of the front 3. As Delaney's lost a position as Scott Flack at the moment. Flack just pushing a bit too hard there. And that's released Elder to get in some good clean laps. Let's see if he manages to stretch it. The gap's already 1.2. And we've got Bradley Martin and Liam Tolo Williams in a 2-way for P4 at the moment. Here comes McLennan and Caesar again, and behind him is Thomas Foster. So Dan, this is going to be a good race towards the end. Will one of them want to pit early to get out of this and get some clean laps in? Will it be the undercut or the overcut that works for them today here at Winton? You definitely want maximum tyres, as this track's very demanding on the front right. Well, both front right and left, mainly the left I should say. So this pack really compressing up. David Baker out on his own in P9, but he's got Hawkins and Tebb chasing him down. There goes Jake Elder. Scott Flack, I love that shot coming into that corner, seeing the commitment. And then the drive coming up over the crest into turn 3. And this is turn 4. Or turn 3 and 4, I cannot remember. So they're starting to stretch out a bit. I think Delaney's realising he's burning a bit too many tyres. That's Chris McLennan, Little Caesar together again. Caesar did the right job in waiting for him to come back on track. So it looked like they come together, and Chris McLennan went off into the grass there. That's Bryce Royal getting out of the way of getting lapped at the moment. Doesn't need to hit the grass, but it's really hard to make it nice and smooth for the leaders to come through. Made it quite easy. Jake Elder still there. He hasn't stretched out too much as Scott Flack's trying to keep him honest in P2. We've got Dennis Hawkins and Harrison Tebb there side by side. Long run from Harrison. That's a bad move from Harrison. Tebb ran out of talent there into the braking zone. Unfortunately pushed Dennis Hawkins wide. He's obviously backed off a bit, but probably needs to work on that brake bias. The brakes weren't working for him in that corner. Easy to do. Really tough corner to judge the braking markers there. And the older your tyres get, obviously, the less braking power you have. Dimitrios Eliopoulos in the Super Cheap Auto, number 55. He's probably up in his best spot so far in P13. He just has to hold that firm and defend off from Justin Wilson, who we saw got that pit lane penalty, cost him a lot of spots in that second race. James Southwell in the cool drive. He's dropped back down into P13. P15 I should say. Bryce Royal. And Daniel Opposano is retired for the evening. Not too sure if he's got mechanical damage there or a case of the CBF. We're not too sure. We'll have to hear back from the pit reporters there. But up front it's Jake Elder. Yes, he is stretching away now. James Delaney and Scott Flack is disappearing. Down to P6. I totally missed that one, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really not too sure what happened there, but he could be struggling on those tyres as Jake Elder's just posted as the fastest lap of the race, 122.8. I know he knows he can get in the 121s, but it's all about making these tyres last for 15 laps on this one, because my money's on pitting around the lap 15 or 16. But like I said before, it could be that someone does the undercut and gets some clean laps out. You don't all want to be pitting on the same lap, so probably want to hedge your bets and come in a couple of laps earlier or a couple of laps later, whatever benefits the overall race position. But it's hard to tell, because towards the end of the race they're going to run out of tyres pretty soon. So the closest pair on track at the moment, I saw Tollard Williams just move. Oh no, Scott Flack just moving back up into P4 ahead of Tollard Williams, but Caesar and McLennan still together. Although Caesar's just got the jump on McLennan somewhere there in the last few laps. Bryce Ross just retired from the race as well. I'm not too sure if there was an issue in pit lane during that tyre stop, but he's pulled it into the pits as well, into the garage, and that's the end for the Shell Helix team. So up front, again, it's Jake Elder, 3 seconds ahead of James Delaney. Brad Martin, a few seconds behind him, but he's got Scott Flack right behind him, half a second behind. Scott dropped back down to P6 for a short time there, but he's managed to get it back up. That looks like Tollard Williams back there in P5. He's going to have company soon with Hillel Caesar and Chris McLennan in P6 and 7. David Baker's moving back up the field now. He was in P14, now in P8. So he's charging up the field now. And this is how he's doing it. We can watch him on the SimWorks simulator. Triple 43-inch ultra high def screens. That's David Baker on the charge now. His last lap was 1:25.7. A couple of seconds slower than the guys in front, so he's hoping Foster's not chasing him too much, but that's gap's definitely closing. That's Foster closing in on him. Really tight there. Trying to see Foster behind. Oh, he's getting right up the back bumper. You can see in the mirror there. Is he coming up the side? There he is. He's up the side. Oh, they're side by side getting through turn 5, but Baker's got the better run out. And he'll have the good run on the inside. Well, he dive up the inside again. Here he goes. Oh, he's just run wide and he's forced Baker wide again. He's got the job done. That's Foster moving up into P8 ahead of Baker. So we've got 2 retirements so far, a long 30-lap race. We're not even halfway there, so the guys just sorting out their strategies at the moment. Got Jake still a couple of seconds ahead of James Delaney, Bradley Martin. Doing a solid job tonight, being really consistent, staying out of most of the trouble. Have seen him in the grass a couple of times, but he's still up there in the top 3, top 4, so it's been great from him for Team Navy. That's Bradley Martin, Team Navy, and Aces really improving. Just gone through shoulder reconstruction, so I hope he's recovering quite well and getting a lot of strength back into the shoulder so he can actually drive with two hands instead of one. This will turn into a race between 3 with Tollard Williams and Scott Flack. Scott Flack just driving a little bit further back now. Thomas Foster just receiving pit lane penalty. That's probably because he's hit the grass a bit too many times. I'm not too sure. Have to review that later on in the race, but he's I say that's just a drive through for him as he comes up the back of David Baker again. Actually, that's what it'll be. He's probably lost a position because you can see Baker regaining that P8 again. Or back up to P7. And we've got Teb and Caesar back in P9 and 10. So Caesar dropping back to P10 at the moment, trying to make those tyres stretch out. And we've got Dennis Hawkins, P11. Where is he? He's almost coming up. 2 right-handers onto the main straight. Peter Foster just locking up the insides there. He's got Justin Wilson, and that's for position as we see David Baker jumping into pit lane. He's in for his set, so he's coming a lap early, but that'll be fine. He knows he can make these tyres last. He's got a fresh set now, and he'll be rejoining in about P15, 16. That's Demetrios Iliopoulos right behind him in the 5 Super Cheap Auto. Tickfit teammates, these two. So we'll go back up the front. Just checking with the leader, who's on lap 15 at the moment. That's Jake Elder, now 4 seconds ahead of James Delaney. He's just coming around the bend now. Up over the small crest into the double right-hander. And Bradley Martin in P3, and that's Tyler Williams closing in behind him now. He's only 1.2 seconds behind. Now, just looking at the battle back here, it's commentator's curse. As soon as I clicked to him, he's just dropped off into the grass. He probably looked in the rear vision mirror too much, and he's just run wide there, struggling on the old tyres. But he'll probably come in for pits, and there he goes. Probably missed his run into pit lane, so he's coming in for his set. Let's hope he doesn't get a pit lane penalty on exit. Looks like he's going quite quick into the pit lane. I think the speed limit's about 60 or 80, which is quite quick, and he's missed his spot too. So having a bit of a shocker tonight he is. He's not usually not this tardy, but tonight he's just making a couple of silly mistakes there, costing him a lot of positions. As we're back on board with Halil Caesar in P7. And that looks like Thomas Foster charging hard behind him. Dennis Hawkins, Justin Wilson, all running wide now, so they probably need to pit. I think they're all scared of pitting. And that's James Southwell and David Baker battling it out, both from racing in the Entertainment Park Sims, SimWorks V2 full motion setup. Come down to Entertainment Park in Bankstown if you haven't already been. It's a huge venue with go-karting, VR, 10-pin bowling, full arcade bowling, about 4 pool tables as well. You got plenty of things to choose from, and of course you can jump on the simulators and come and say g'day. My name's Shane Gilfeather, your host tonight. So I'll be here from Wednesday through to Sunday night, and that's James Southwell coming into pit lane. Let's see if he stays on softs. The yellow band's a soft compound. So definitely down to 1 bar left, and that's a good pit stop from him. 16-second pit stop it'll be for him. And so this is where we need to look at the leaders pitting. And that's Scott Flack on the back of Martin now. We've got rid of Chris McLennan, who's dropped back or received a penalty, as Demetrius has got a drive through at the moment. That's probably just after he pitted. Okay, so we should be able to see who's pitted, who hasn't. to see what the strategy is. We'll go to the number of stops. So we can see Jake Elder's back out in the lead and he has pitted. Bradley Martin, James Delaney. Bradley Martin's pretty much the only driver yet to pit. And he's got 4-second deficit, but he's going to get caught up with all these guys, so he really needs to jump into pit lane pretty soon, otherwise he's going to lose too much time. I can see him dropping back to about P7, slotting back into P6 and 7, which a couple of fast guys, Scott Flax back there and Liam Tolo Williams, so they're the guys that he's really racing with. James Delaney's doing a great job. He's up into P2 and already served his pit stop. And we see Dennis Hawkins currently in, dropping down a couple of spots. And he's going to exit pit lane. Hopefully he doesn't receive a penalty. No, he's done a good job there. He's rejoined, no penalties, so he'll probably gain a couple of positions there. The biggest shaker today is Harrison Tebb, 6 spots for race 3. He's up 6 spots, and everyone up a couple of spots there. Biggest loser at the moment. I'm not saying he's a loser, but he's lost 4 positions. But that'll probably change towards the end of the race as he's just replaced his tyres. And that's another penalty for James Southwell. Okay, so we're currently watching the leader, Jake Elder, on lap 20. We've got 10 laps to go. Still a fair bit to go, at least 12 minutes to go in this race. And I'll just bring up the gaps so we can see where everyone is instead of relying on the frozen map there on the top right hand side. Just see if I can refresh that for the viewers. Okay, P2 charging down Jake Elder as James Delaney's brought the gap down to 3 seconds. That's definitely improving. Brad Martin still yet to pit, it looks like, on our timesheets. And he's holding P3 at the moment. Here he comes in now for his set of tyres. We've got our track map back up. So let's hope he's got a clean entry. He's already dropped down to P5 at the moment. Probably an overcut, wasn't going to make it here tonight. You're better off going for track position, which means undercutting. It's really hard to tell because these guys are not told where the gap is behind them when they exit. But like I predicted, P7 he'll re-enter, and he's coming out of that cleanly, and he's got Foster right behind him, so this is going to be a great battle. Tough on Bradley Martin because he was looking at a top 3 finish, but he's got about 10 laps to charge down anyone that's pitted early and is now on old tyres. So just watch for his gaps coming down, and he's got Foster right on his backside. We're on the bonnet of Bradley Martin at the moment. We know Thomas Foster's right behind him. Just trying to see if he's trying to get around or not. Judging by the mirrors, he's dropped back a fair bit there, Thomas Foster, so he might be on older set of tyres as Bradley Martin on fresh boots is pulling away slightly. Yeah, Thomas just getting a bit squirrely coming out of that last corner. Brad's just got to keep his head down now and charge up the field. He's got Flack, Tollard, Williams, Caesar doing a great job. Where's he at? He's in P4 at the moment. And he's definitely pitted from my earlier calculations, so I'm sure everyone's pitted at least once. Southwell, unfortunately, is being copped with a couple of penalties. Probably trying to serve his penalty, but just receiving one at the same time. So he's up to a couple of stop and goes, but he's cleared all of them now. But unfortunately, he's back into P15. Okay, so Halil Caesar on screen at the moment. Caesar on screen. Sponsored by Cooler Master. And we can see Chris McClellan just up the road there. I just saw the tail of green in the Castrol Kelly racing car. You can see the gap now at the front come down to 2 seconds. Jake Elder trying to hold firm, 6 laps to go. He's got just under a 2 second gap there now. You can visually see it, and we're coming up the back of lap cars, so it depends where they'll play in this at the moment, whether Jake will get bogged or whether the back markers will give way. You can see down the bottom, Halil just struggling. Oh, getting loose a fair bit there. He's looking around, so I'm not too sure if he's rejoined the circuit. Still in P4, but now he's got 2 second gap ahead of Tollard Williams. David Baker's still back in P9, and he's charging down Thomas Foster. It will be a hard thing to do. He's got 3 seconds to gain. And Thomas Foster, very strong driver there. Looks like Elder's got through Paps, and James Delaney's got through cleanly as well. So the gap remains around 2 seconds here. Chris McClellan still in P3 at the moment. So as it stands, it probably looks like James Delaney will take out the round win, and McClellan second, Elder third probably. And I'll just bring up the current season standings. Or not. Here it comes. No. And so they're the current standings as it is, the championship. So very close with McClellan, Elder and Delaney. Flack just dropping off a bit, but he's still there in P6. In fact, we'll cross back to him now because he's 0.6 behind Liam Tollard Williams. And there he goes, trying to get up the inside now. And there he gets the job done. That's another position for Flack up into P5. He's got 2 seconds to gain in 5 laps to Halil Caesar. So he's got 2.5 seconds. He could do it. Not too sure when he pitted for tyres, but beautiful shot there, pushing it hard around that left-hander. Only got 4 or 5 laps to go now. It's the 3rd race of the night. Mellow Yellow chasing down Hello Caesar. You can see the bright coloured cars chasing each other. This will be for position. It's very important that Flack gets up there ahead of Caesar to gain some valuable points, and he's definitely closing in on the guys. And the gap up front's closing down to almost 1.5 seconds now. So it is getting tight, but I don't think there's major gains by anyone to have any impact on the race. It looks like Elder's going to do enough to take the race for tonight, but commentator's curse, anything can happen. And Jake Elder doing a great job racing from inside our headquarters at Entertainment Park here out of Bankstown. There's the gap down the main straight. You can see the top 3. No, that's just the top 2. Gap down to 1.5 seconds now. It's important for Jake to just keep his eyes on the front windscreen, not the rear vision mirror, because that's just going to distract him. Oh, I reckon this is going to come down to the last lap, to be honest. Great driving from these two. We'll go back through the field while this is happening. Halil Caesar can see Scott Flack charging up behind him as well. So this is another battle that we're going to see towards the end of the race. That gap down to within a second, so that's definitely improving. And Scott's definitely making fast gains on Caesar. We've got Liam Tollard Williams back down in P6. Bradley Martin has moved back up into P7 with the stronger tyres with that late pit stop. Oh, Scott Flack spun out. That's the end of his, I won't say the end of his night, but that's the end of possibility for a P4 finish. He's dropped back into P8 at the moment. He's got Thomas Fosh in front of him, so he's probably not going to get back in front of him, so that's him for the night. That relegates Bradley Martin, Liam Tollard Williams and Thomas Foster up an extra position. That's a free run. Probably got caught up on the curbs there and lost it out of turn 3. The gap up the front now down to 1.3. You can see it getting closer, but there's not really threatening at the moment if they've only got 2 or 3 laps to go. Really running wide on that strong left-hander. These two have been running pretty strong all evening. Delaney driving on hards. I think Jake's on softs there at the moment. So the white banded tyre is the soft compound, and the yellow is the hard compound for the Dunlops in V8 series. Pretty much the other way around in the Formula 1 series, where the yellows are the softer compound, but here it's the harder compound. Jake's got the softer compound on. Yep. So. James doing a great job to move up on him, and the gap's almost within a second with 2 laps to go now. Oh, this is going to be tight towards the end. This is probably the closest battle of the night at the moment. Jake Elder's almost been leading the entire race so far. Be a shame for him to lose it on the last lap, but James Delaney really pushing hard now. Doing all he can to get to the back of Jake Elder in P1. McClellan still in P3 with Caesar quite comfortable in P4 at the moment. Tollard Williams 4 seconds behind him. Bradley Martin another 4 seconds behind him in P6. And Flack's back in the pit, so really struggling on that second set of tyres. I'd say he tried to go hard then soft, or soft then hard, because that second set's pretty much destroyed early on. And he's slipping back. Now he's P7, P8. Okay, so we've got a couple of seconds to go. This is the last lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. And the gap's within a second now. Probably James is wanting about 2 more laps to get on the back of Jake, but Jake's doing enough at the moment to get the job done. Stay on this battle for the lead of the race. It could be that James Delaney's done enough to take the round win. We'll have to find out on the next round, so you'll have to tune in when we go to Hidden Valley. But they're coming up to a lot of back markers now. There's the last few corners. Jake really doesn't want to be doing this, as he's trying to defend the position with half a second to James Delaney closing in hard. We've only got 2 corners to go now. And we've got Dimitris Iliopoulos in the number 55, just running wide. Oh, and they've just clipped. Oh, it's all come together. He's just lost the race in the last corner. And as I predicted, they've just come together and it's cost him the race win. But that's James Delaney taking the win there. And Jake Elder behind him. We've got Chris McClellan and Peter Foster. McClellan in for P3. Foster will be closing in for P10. So that's McClellan crossing the line. And next one across will be Hillel Caesar. That's Caesar crossing the line for P4. And that's Liam Tollard Williams taking P5. Good results for him. Quite solid. And that's Brad Martin right behind him taking P6. Foster P7. Scott Flack crossing in P8. Unfortunate for him, he's really struggled. He's probably getting tired now or cramping up. He's been struggling with a torn calf muscle and aggravated sprained wrist. That's David Baker coming across P9. That's Wilson parked it in P10, 12, Hawkins. Alright, so Iliopoulos has already crossed the line. And that's James Southwell, unfortunately copping a few pit lane penalties there. Cost him some valuable points. Racing really well, definitely improving throughout the season so far. This is only his second round, so doing a great job tonight. That second race was as we see, I think that's Delaney doing burnouts. Let's check that out. Who's that? That's Elder doing burnouts. See if we can get him on radio and get him to do some burnouts. There he goes. Two get together. Beautiful, look at that precision with Jake Elder and Chris McClellan, P2 and P3, putting on a good show Okay. So race results. Third race of the night goes to James Delaney. Unfortunately, in second position, just missing out. Jake Elder missing the race win with 2 corners to go, getting caught up in a back marker. He takes P2. Chris McLean quite comfortable in P3. Halil Caesar taking P4. Great job from him. Move up through the field throughout the night without any quali really or practice. Liam Tyler Williams finishing P5. Solid round for him tonight. He'll be picking up some valuable points for the championship. Bradley Martin P6. Unfortunately pitting late probably cost him a few positions there. Thomas Foster will finish in P7. Scott Flack, after those couple of mistakes, will take it home in P8. David Baker, not his best race of the night, in finishing in P9. Peter Foster, or Paps, is finishing in P10. Justin Wilson in P11. Harrison Tebb P12. Dennis Hawkins, first race of this. Hopefully he comes back for Hidden Valley. And Demetrius Iliopoulos in P14. James Southwell, Bryce Royal and Daniel Opedasano completes the top 17. So make sure you join us for next round at Hidden Valley. That's on the 16th of June. That's in about 3 weeks' time. And I'm your host, Shane Guilford. Please join us when we return for round 3 of the V8 season.